So everybody's talking about the most recent Nintendo Direct presentation, and honestly, there was a handful of surprises that we got that Nintendo gave us in their live stream. And I honestly feel like this is one of the best video game live streams I've seen in quite some time because it seemed like every game that was presented was something that people wanted to see, especially these three games: Mario Kart World, Kirby Air Riders, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I want to start with the big one first: Mario Kart World. This is a game that's supposed to be coming out on June 5th of this year, the same day that the Switch 2 is supposed to be released. And for those who decide to get the bundle of the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World, it's going to cost like $499. And I think that's a pretty good deal considering the fact that Mario Kart World by itself is supposed to be somewhere around the ballpark of $80. But then I looked at Mario Kart World, I looked at the gameplay, the graphics, and the features and the game modes. Honestly, it might be worth it, even though the price is going to be, kind of high because you look at the new game modes that's added. Like one of them is called Knockout Tour, which is basically a series of elimination races where players have to, I guess, finish within a certain. They have to finish like in the top three or top five or whatever in order to continue within the competition. And the cool thing about that is you race on multiple levels in this mode. And I think it's something that's, it's pretty innovative. I don't think it's been done before in any of the previous Mario Kart games. So I think it's cool that Nintendo decided to add a new game mode opposed to just being lazy and keeping everything the same, but tweaking it a little bit. And then you have like I guess a free roam mode, which is like an open world like mode where you get to choose any racer you want. You just get to just drive around, and explore. um, you get to explore pretty much like different levels within the game. And another thing about this game that kind of that intrigues me is the fact that it actually has like an open world map. It's kind of like GTA 6 where you have a map where you can go different places and stuff like that. That's basically what Mario Kart World is going to have. And it's funny because when I was on X earlier today, I saw Nintendo and Mario Kart trending with GTA 6. And I feel like it's intriguing, but at the same time it's cool because we're supposed to be getting both of these games like this year. We're supposed to be getting Mario Kart World this year, and we're supposed to be getting GTA 6 this year. And honestly, at one point, I was convinced that we were going to get Mario Kart World into 2026, but I'm happy that Nintendo did this reveal. I'm happy that they showed off all this gameplay footage and all that stuff. And I do feel like the Knockout Tour, along with Free Roam, is going to add more depth to the game itself. Also, Grand Prix mode is going to be even like harder than ever before because Grand Prix mode is supposed to include 24 different racers, including the player. So it's basically double the amount of racers that you saw in previous Mario Kart games. So it's obviously going to be harder. And I wouldn't be surprised if the AI was more challenging and smarter than it was in the previous games. So yeah, I feel like Mario Kart World is going to be something that a lot of people are going to want to get, even if it is $80. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to want to check that out. And as far as the price for the Switch 2, some people feel like that's rather unreasonable, like it being 449 by itself. But at the same time, I mean, you got to look at the features that come along with the Switch 2 console. You got like 1080p, you have 4K output via dock, you have a 7.9-inch LCD screen, you have Joy-Con controllers, and you have 256 gigabytes of storage. So I feel like with all that, 449.99 is a fair price for the Switch 2. And if you get the Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, it's $499, and I don't think that's a bad deal at all. It's just that I don't know. Some people are just shocked by the price, and they're shocked by the fact that the cost of gaming is skyrocketing and all that other stuff. And then, you look at Kirby Air Riders. The last Kirby Air Ride game we got was, I want to say, 2003, and that was a game that did like over a mil in terms of sales. But it was a game that a lot of people thought was really fun, and it was back when Kirby was more popular, in my opinion. And I honestly feel like, Nintendo should have done a sequel for Kirby Air Ride a lot sooner. But I think now is better than never. And the fact that we're getting a sequel for Kirby Air Riders is something that um a lot of people are going to appreciate for the most part. And I do feel like it's something that a lot of people, especially hardcore, Kirby fans, they're definitely going to appreciate. And I do feel like this game has the potential to sell more than the original title did back in 2003. And and then you have like the Donkey Kong game. Honestly, when I saw this and I saw like the graphics and the cutscenes and stuff like that, it instantly reminded me of Super Mario Odyssey. And and I don't know, I read something in the comment section when I saw the trailer that I guess the developers for Super Mario Odyssey worked on Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is actually a pretty good thing because we needed something fresh and something new for Donkey Kong because the last main Donkey Kong game that we got was Tropical Freeze, and I think that was back in 2014 for the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. And the thing is, that game, it actually did pretty well on a commercial level because I think it did like 4 mil in terms of sales. On the Wii U, did over 2 mil, and I think it did like over 2 mil on the Switch console. It was a pretty good game, but the thing is, it got overshadowed by so many other things that came out on the Wii and the Wii U console back in the teens decade. And it seemed like, for the most part, Kirby has kind of taken a back seat to Mario and to, Zelda and all that other stuff, like within the past decade or so. And it got to a point, whether or not I thought, are they going to ever make another Donkey Kong game? Is Donkey Kong dead? Has Nintendo given up on him? Does he have any appeal or allure to him anymore? And obviously, Nintendo knows that Donkey Kong is one of their more popular IPs, and we're getting this new game that's supposed to be coming out sometime in the future. I believe it's supposed to be coming out in July, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's not the case, I honestly feel like that's a good thing because when it comes down to high profile video game releases, I can't think of too many games that's coming out this year aside from GTA 6. And and yeah, I mean, I do feel like 2025 is going to be a big year for Nintendo, to say the very least. And I do feel like these games are going to do well in terms of sales and in terms of like appealing to casuals. The question is whether or not Mario Kart World will sell nearly as much as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe pretty much, it set a bar that may not be surpassed. It set like it sold so many copies to a point where I don't know if Nintendo was ever going to come out with a game that's going to surpass that, because I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did like 67, or at least, yeah, somewhere around that ballpark, like 67 million copies in terms of sales. And honestly, like Mario Kart Deluxe hasn't even been out for a decade yet. That game came out back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, and it has done a ridiculous number in terms of sales. And some people feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is overrated and all that stuff. Honestly, it's a fun game. It's something that appeals to casuals. It's something that people can constantly play. And I feel like this game, Mario Kart World, definitely has more depth to it. It has the potential to, I guess, I feel like it has the potential to get within striking distance of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in terms of overall sales. As far as it surpassing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's something that remains to be seen. But yeah, it seems like 2025 is going to be a great year for Nintendo in general.